Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. This is Moving Forward, and it's Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday. I had a busy week this week. Lots of craziness this week. I did say we're locked in. I did say there would be some sort of scandal. If you have been outside the country without social media or television or whatever, you saw what was happening with those two dummies and their quote-unquote feud. Do I think it's a distraction? No, absolutely not. I saw in their energy. I saw in, first of all, before I start, everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only. For informational purposes only, everything I say here is alleged. Okay? Even in the comments. Anyway, they don't like each other right now. And Elon is very disappointed. Anyway, moving on from that, I have a few things I want to read on to explore today. I want to explore the energy for the upcoming week. I want to explore a few things. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. I'm tired. I want to explore the energy for next week. I want to continue to explore the end. I want to look at something else regarding Trump and something he did. Something's happening. And it feels something is happening. He put more sanctions on 3 more ICC judges, which is very, very bad. It stops them from doing their work, stops them from putting down judgments, it stops them from investigating. Like, it's really bad and very strange that he's doing this. That this is happening. And I'm to the point now where I'm just like, they need to go. They have to go. All the noise, the nonsense, the distraction, the unconstitutional executive orders, the corruption, the greed, the hatred, and the racism. It's time now. All these things will exist after him, but it's clear that something is up, and it has to be over now at this point. I feel like it's run its course, more so than I've ever felt. I feel like this particular administration is gearing up for something. They're doing something that I want to explore. Something is happening, and it feels not good. He's losing every court case, most of them, but at the same time, it's just not enough anymore. And so we're doing what we need to do and focusing our energy on the end and taking care of ourselves, I hope. Living our lives, we need to. But it's just, it's too crazy. It has to, I feel like there's no more energy to be put into this person, this situation, these behaviors, these decisions. So it has to end. I feel like it is ending. The suspension that we have been in is, and now we're really in it. We're not suspended above. I just feel like, okay, time to wrap it up. Time to wrap this up. Anyway, so I'm going to explore that. Okay. This, I wanted to really quickly show you guys this. I showed it in the last video. This is a chakra tray that my sister, isn't it nice? She made this. This is a resin mold. It's food safe. She created this. Thank you for those of you who have been requesting custom made items. She does so many things. She does night light, she does trays, she does bowls, she does so it's on her website. I'll put the link down in there, but this is a chakra tray she created. She stenciled this figure, and then she had to hand draw some stuff as well. So this is paint. I'm not even sure what it is. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but she made this. And she's very talented, and her business is growing, and I just wanted to share this with you guys because I thought it was cool. So if you're interested, I'll put a link there for you to look at what she offers. Okay. If you want a personal reading, you can click more in the description of this video, and the link will be there, or you can email me moonlightergy15@gmail.com and request a reading, the link for requesting a reading rather, and I'll send it to you. Okay. All right, let's get to it. I'm gonna put this over here. And put this here. And let's take a look at, first I want to look at just weirdness, this strange feeling I have, this intuition, this sense that something is happening. Something is strange is happening that this administration is up to. I mean, yes, par for the course. Well, something strange is always happening, but it feels like I always know, like, something is wrong. And when you look at the totality of the administration, you're like, well, you could be like, well, sure, something is wrong there. Something would be wrong there. But I'm talking about something will happen. I'm not quite sure what, but they're doing something. Something in secret. And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but every now and again I'll take a peek at the news, meaning, online. I don't actually go to watch the news, but to look at headlines. I look on BBC and things like that. And I saw now they've sanctioned 3 ICC judges. And why would you do that? That really hinders them from doing their work. Human rights cases, things that they're trying to investigate, people they're trying to, they can't make judgments. They're really gunning for them. All these people, it's just, oh my gosh. So I want to explore that real quick. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I do want to explore what is happening here. Why'd they do that? Okay? What's going on here? Okay, bad. Let me spray. Drink some water. Okay. Why did the Trump administration Okay, hold on, let me go. Why did the Trump administration put sanctions on 3 ICC judges? What is their real reason? Because everything they say is just not true. It's a lie. It's just false. I'm literally also in the midst of uploading. Okay. So let's see that. What are they up to? Can you show me what is hidden? What their true intentions are here? Does it have to do with Russia? Does it have to Eight of Swords? They want to silence them. They want to keep them bound. What's going on here? I'm thinking about the channel messages I just did and what I was told, a prediction. You know, something very strange. Something really, something is happening, going on. Okay, what are they doing? Alright, one more shuffle. Ten of Wands. Eight of Swords, Ten of Wands. What does that say? Overloaded. Eight of Swords. Imprisonment. Ten of Swords. Eight of Swords, Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords. They're trying to end something that's burdensome. Or they're trying... Let's see what the other cards say. Magician. Trying to end their power. Magician is all about power. The power you have. High Priestess. I said there is something happening in the darkness. There's something they're doing. It's very much intentional. It's intentional because they're hiding something or planning something. Now, why would they do? What is their reason? 4 judges, 2 of whom voted to authorize an ICC investigation of U.S. military actions in Afghanistan, and 2 who authorized arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant, the former Israeli defense minister. The sanctions, which freeze all U.S.-controlled property and assets of the 4, were imposed. It's just... they gotta go. They have to go. So it's clear. And there's more. There's more. They're trying to limit their power, obviously. Shut them up, the 8 of Swords, imprison them, right? Not literally, but trap them, tie their hands from doing anything. End their power. You know, protect those who violate human rights. It's really insidious. It's very insidious. It's sick. And also the high priestess, for other reasons, for other secrets, for other things they're either doing or about to do. Six of Swords. Moving forward into something. What are they hiding? Can you show me? This is new. This is transition. This is new beginnings. This is the new moon. 2 of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. Something about money. Seven of Wands. 8 of Pentacles. Trying to expand into something. The Chariot. It's bad, whatever it is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I'm telling you, it's something not good. It feels dangerous. Whatever they're plotting, planning, feels dangerous. Not necessarily. It doesn't feel like it's on our in our country. Well, you know what I mean. But it feels like something that has to do with the military. That's what it feels like, and it feels dangerous. It feels bad, insidious, and that has something to do with it. Something they will do, this country, this military. Does this, let me pull the mic closer to me. Does this have something, does the ICC sanctions have something to do with our U.S. military as well? Saying yes. Does it have something to do with Palestine? Okay. Well, there you have it. We'll see. There's one more question. Feels like multiple things. Does it also have something to do with Russia? Saying yes. Okay. Well, something's happening. Something. All right. Let's quickly look. I mean, I kind of don't care to look at this feud. I already did. I don't even have to pull cards. Elon thought he can control Trump. He can't. Like I said months ago, no one can control him. He thought that they were... Actually, he looked up to Donald Trump. He admired him, and he kind of looked at him as a pseudo father figure. That's why there's so much emotion involved when I pulled those cards. I could feel it and felt it. I felt it when I would pull for the two of them months ago. And so here we are. Let me see. Elon's more interesting than Donald. Donald Trump doesn't have emotion outside of anger. But I mean, they both aren't self-aware, but Elon is more emotional. Okay? He's, they're both unwell, but his is more nuanced, more sophisticated than Donald Trump. So he's more interesting too. His energy is more interesting to explore. Sound of Wands. Standing his ground. That thing he posted about the election, he did that purposely. And he is walking a very fine line, because he's saying, I did this for you. He know that was purposefully said, and it was factual. He purposely put that number there. Republicans, I'm assuming he meant the Senate, would be so and so and so and so. That the Dems would have the House and the Senate. He purposefully put that there as a warning. And he has to walk a fine line, because he would get in, deep trouble. But he said that on purpose. Queen of Pentacles. He's saying, I'm the stable one. Judgment again. The Sun. A Hierophant again. Three major cards. Seven of Wands standing his ground. Queen of Pentacles. Judgment. Judgment. He's saying, you better take responsibility. I hold all the cards. I will expose what you've done. I will expose your institution, is what he's saying. He's saying, I won that fight when he posted that election thing. That's why the Sun is there. Man. Judgment is the card of karma. I hope they keep imploding. What will come of it? We'll see. I'll pull for that in a second. Five of Cups. Still some emotional turmoil. Some inner turmoil from this. He didn't, all that he imagined. This is just not about that bill. This is not about what he's saying. It's more than that. He didn't expect any of what happened to happen to him. And he's blaming this on Trump. He should have sat in his corner and minded his business and let Kamala win. And now he's far worse off than he imagined he would be, than he was before he did what he did, allegedly. What will come of this? Can you show me? And what's most interesting about these cards, what my guys just said to me, is that this is also a reflection. This is also about him. This is what he is externalizing, pushing outward, but this is also about him. Internally, this is what he just two people with zero self-awareness. Though I would say that Elon Musk has more capacity to gain self-awareness than Donald Trump. What will come of this? Four of Swords. Reevaluation. Three of Cups. Maybe they'll make up. Eight of Swords. Maybe not. Alright. What will be the outcome of this dynamic? Not that I care. I don't care. But just see. Let's see. Definitely this is saying with the Three of Cups here. The Four of Swords. Is this the Four? No, it's the Page of Swords. It's the Page. Why did I see four? That's strange. Maybe it's in there, the energy. The Page of Swords, you know, it's a card of open communication. Three of Cups is a card of friendship. And the Eight of Swords, though, yeah, they're not going to be talking to each other. I think that's this overall. Give me a This bridge is burned because his life is in shambles. 8 of Cups. Walking away. Breaking up. Breaking up is hard to do. He thought he could control him. He admired him. He thought he could do whatever he wanted. And Donald Trump used him. And he feels like he used him. And he did. And he doesn't care about Elon Musk. He thought he would get it on the back end, at least something. He thought whatever this bill, he thought it would bail him out more. Because he's saying, I ruined my life for this. I put myself on the line. And you're ungrateful, like I said before. And he... his life's in shambles. That relationship, they're broken up. At least for now. That's in the energy. Oh well. I wonder if it will get worse. Show me one card. Moving forward. What will this be? Moving forward. Justice on the bottom. Wheel of Fortune. The Lovers. A decision, a big time decision being made here. Emperor. 3 major cards. Let's see. What's the next card? 4 of Swords and 2 of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Card of Lack. 8 of Cups. Walking away. Same cards. 8 of Swords. He's making a decision about him. Elon Musk is trying to decide something about Donald Trump. Okay, because we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, the wheel can turn either way. It's about karma. And Judgment came up in his energy, Elon. And he's thinking a lot about what goes around comes around. He's thinking of vengeance, quite frankly. I know that sounds dramatic, but that's what it feels like. The Moon. One more overall outcome. Okay, like I was saying, the Lovers is about you have a choice. There are 2 choices he has to choose between, and it's a big, important decision. Alright, about the Emperor. And I use that phrase lightly in terms of DT. And the 2 of Swords, so he's unsure, and the Moon is there too. So he's unsure of where exactly, what the options that he has. He's not quite sure what to do with that, with the Moon. Okay. Queen of Pentacles again. And the Empress on the bottom. He's trying to, it feels like in the energy, he's trying to be like, nah, I'm the bigger person. There's some, not possible for those 2. But he's saying he's trying to gain some control. He's trying to gain the upper hand and control of the situation. And he's saying, okay, he's not quite sure. They both, it's like you did this, so you're both criminals. it feels like in the energy he's saying, I don't know what decisions is, he's looking at, but it's something about Donald, but he's not quite sure of what to do. Okay? But it's interesting nonetheless. What, will something interesting come of it? I don't know. I know what I would like for it to come. What I would like this, how this could end, but I don't know if YouTube would like, anyway. Okay. The week ahead. All right. Anyway, the week ahead. Let's look at that. I'm going to use a different deck. Check the cards, because for some reason they just ended up upside down. I don't know. I checked them after. I make sure. Okay, these are good. Alright. So the week coming up, the week of June 8th to June 14th. Which is insane. What is the overarching energy influencing the U.S. collective this upcoming week? What is the energy for this upcoming week? Seven of Swords, okay. We're locked in, guys. We keep getting the same sort of cards. Seven of Swords. Okay. Thievery. Corruption. Walking out of a toxic situation, though. Four of Pentacles in reverse. I checked all the cards, but that one wanted to be in reverse. Justice. Balance. Three of Cups. Three of Cups. The Sun. Good space to be in. I can tell you that. Two of Wands. Very nice. Four of Cups. I'm going to just do sets of three. The Fool. Strength. We have a lot of major cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 major cards. Okay. Give me the ultimate here. Fortune on the bottom. Why is everything upside down now? What is happening here? We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. My guys are saying this isn't the right. Let me see. I feel like this is not correct. Are these two cards the correct pull? Are these two cards the correct pull? My guides say yes. Okay. They said a yes. Okay. Okay, so energetically, overall it feels a sense of deep introspection, or a feeling of some of us will be feeling deeply introspective, right? And reevaluating over here at the beginning of the week. These three cards here, you know, the Seven of Swords is about lying and cheating and thievery and trying to plan strategically, but it's really not a strong plan. And the Four of Cups here is just like you're either apathetic, sort of like not interested, or deeply contemplative and reevaluating things. Okay, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse is about letting go. Okay, so what I'm looking at this is like wanting to walk out of something, that wanting to walk and let go of something at the same time. Walk out of something that is the worst, you know, not a good situation to be in, or a good space to be in energetically, and perhaps contemplating letting something go. With the four, you know, contemplating, introspecting, reevaluating. With the Four of Pentacles, letting something go. A release, or because Four of Pentacles is a struggle of letting things go. But this is in reverse. So perhaps to find balance, or perhaps to expand, moving away from rigid stances. Interesting. Why would we do that? Okay. What as a collective would we be rigid on? Something emotional perhaps, and psychological, with the Cups and the Swords here. Focusing more on, because a lot of us are looking at so much nonsense in the world in general. And it causes a feeling, for some of us, a feeling of numbness or apathy. And on the flip side, it causes some of us to move into introspection. Perhaps that's what will happen for the majority of the collective here in this, you know, nationally. And that can help us let go of some things. A rigidity in how we respond, a yes and no black and white sort of perspective for expansion, to move forward. Perhaps a less selfishness from the collective. Being more willing to, I don't know if listen to each other is the right, maybe being more willing to share, having more open attitude, okay? So that will be the energy surrounding us as we move through the week. We have Justice, 3 of Cups, and the Fool. And it's really, as we move from this process here of letting go, moving out of this toxic stance, perhaps, we have Justice. Justice is about justice. It's about integrity, finding balance, fairness. This could be more protests. Do the 3 of Cups in this reading represent protests? Do the 3 of Cups represent protests? Saying yes. And it feels very peaceful. Perhaps protesting about justice. Something we will be protesting. Is he having his birthday celebration? Is that what is it happening? That could be that. Okay. Protesting for truth and accountability. There's the new beginning here, perhaps. It feels like a shift. It's the energy, but it also feels like celebrating justice coming through here for a new beginning. That's what it feels like. Justice is about cause and effect. Literally seeking justice is a card of karma as well. Do these 3 cards, the Fool, 3 of Cups, and Justice, represent justice, celebrating justice coming through for a new beginning? There's some news here. Let me see. Let me pull my card for this group. There's some news here, because as we move to the end of the week, it feels even lighter. Give me a card for a clarifier to round off these 3 cards, please. Let's see. Yeah, I knew it. 8 of Wands is on the bottom there. 5 of Swords in reverse. Very good. And the 8 of Wands here. Progression, news coming out for these 3 cards is a clarifier. Five of Swords in reverse is rising above conflicts, Interesting. And then we have the Sun here. We have the 2 of Wands and Strength. And so as we flow through this energy here, this feels good. The Fool is here. New beginnings, moving forward. The road is paved clear. News coming out here is something about the Sun that we will be experiencing energetically as a collective. Balance and harmony, clarity, inner peace, outer peace. Doesn't feel like we will be ignoring our problems, because you have the 2 of Wands here. You have Strength here, resilience, you recognizing your inner and outer resources, that you'll be able to overcome any obstacle. We will have obstacles next week, though, I feel in the energy. The Two of Wands is implementing expansion. Perhaps new, something, some good news globally that will affect us in a positive way. And the overarching thing here with the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. And again, this is about us. And Hierophant is really about conforming. It could be two things. I'm going to check. When I pulled last week about this week, this came up, but it wasn't in reverse, but it had something to do with not conforming. Okay? Not accepting what your institution says or does, fighting against that. But the Ace of Swords is here in reverse. A minor, it's minor, but the lack of clarity, needing no communication, needing to reevaluate your thoughts or perceptions for clarity when it's in reverse. Let's see. Does the Hierophant in reverse represent the collective not conforming to our institutions? So saying no. Okay. Is the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse about our U.S. government? Okay. Saying yes. Clear the center. Feels like, because I said it could be two things. And if, we don't have a government. Perhaps that will be even more abundantly clear. Perhaps for those of us who didn't have that clarity, or don't have that clarity, it will be clear. Because it's saying it's not about challenging traditions. Well, actually, that's what the government is doing. I guess you could say this current government, non-government, they are challenging traditions. Following their own rules, ignoring, the Constitution. Trying to change the Constitution, We'll see more of that. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So that will be the energy. Some news coming out, something, that will make us feel good or celebrate, something about justice. We'll feel, a new beginning, taking risks. It said the pendulum said no with the non-conforming, but I feel like, maybe I phrased the question wrong, but it felt like that too. It definitely has something to do with our government. This is annoying. Okay. All right. Next question. I can't believe it's almost been an hour already. That's very annoying. I have to move faster. We've been recording for 54 minutes. Oh dear. All right. Let's look at signs that could come up next week. What signs indicate a shift or conclusion in this current political era for next week? Four Swords. Reevaluation. People reevaluating. People feeling tired, exhausted mentally. Four of Swords. What signs indicate a shift or conclusion for next week? Or it will be some signs. A conclusion of this political era. Okay. The Chariot's on the bottom. Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Mental exhaustion. Needing to rest for clarity. Reevaluating your life goals, your life approach. Ten of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Feeling stronger with strength. Okay, those are some signs. Seven of Pentacles. The same cards always comes up. Right? Like I said, we're locked in. Knight of Pentacles. Here we go again. Here we go again. Nine of Swords. More scandals. More room, gossip. But more so scandal. Okay. Right here. There's something about overseas with the Two of Wands there that will affect us. And it could cause it's going to be scandalous, for one. And it is going to be worrisome. And it's about perhaps our legacy with the Ten of Pentacles there. These are signs, guys, okay? Signs of the political end, the end of this political era for next week. Because there are signs every week, right? But I wanted to look at that and focus on that energy, okay? There's this constant reevaluation. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow process. And this comes up because, like I said, we have to be rooted in the ground as we move to the end. It's to cause so we we'll be unshakable, sort of thing. But this energy here keeps coming up. It's the same energy. And this energy here keeps coming up because I think what this is telling me, and not what I think, what I know this is telling me is that we are building towards something. Yes, it's acknowledging it's been slow, but it's purposeful, it's intentional, it's methodical for expansion. Because you have Four of Swords, reevaluation. And it happens, it feels like the energy is constantly based off of our behaviors, based off of how we respond to this political situation. Two of Wands, overseas stuff, even our plans and our approach to our goals and our plans. But this feels like a sign will be some sort of news coming out from overseas. What kind of news? I don't know. Will it be about us? Perhaps, but it will affect us collectively, because it's a scandal here. Okay? And it could be about our legacy. It could be about our economy. Seven of Cups here. Choices, opportunities, being discerning. I need another card for that. Well, I'm not sure what that's saying. I have an idea of what I think it's saying, but give me a clarifier, please, for these three cards. Four of Wands. I'm telling you, we're going to be celebrating something next week. Something will feel good. I can tell you that. And the Seven of Swords came out again. Give me one more. Eight of Cups on the bottom. Exposure. Five of Wands. Conflict. But it will make us see opportunity. It will make us move into a space of wanting to, the Seven of Pentacles here, of nurturing our life goals, our plan, into our finances. The Five of Wands here and the Seven of Swords. Five of Wands also represents exposure, exposing. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is, stealing, cheating, lying, Five of Wands is the card of conflict, okay? Competition, but it's also a card of exposing people who do things that, who shouldn't do things, that they know what they're doing. Embarrassing them, that sort of thing. And the Four of Wands, a sign. That will be a sign. Okay? And the energy will be not fear. You have the Four of Wands here. It's a card of balance again. The theme for next week is balance. Celebration, harmony, solid foundation. Outside of a weak foundation, that's being, exposure of a weak foundation. Theme is strength and balance, okay? Because a sign will, whatever this is here, it will sort of help us see opportunities that they're not limited as a collective, and see our strength that will make us want to continue to nurture our future, our goals, whatever it is you are doing in your life. That will be a sign of the end. Those will be signs. Something scandalous coming out that will affect us and make us think of our future, or reevaluate. This also things feeling like perhaps at times next week, which is what I've been experiencing for quite some time, like things moving slow and then quick and then slow and then quick. The energy just feeling slow most of the time and then quick suddenly. Okay? That's what this feels like. An opportunity to, whatever this, these signs of news or exposure will make the collective, one, feel strong, balanced, and see that we have more choices than we think we do, more opportunities to choose and grow and expand for our future. Okay? Okay. Oh, putting the cards upside down. Okay. Let's look at what role does justice play in the collective experience next week. I'm just going to pull one card. Ten of Pentacles. Oh, I got two here. Again, the same. Oh, look, King of Swords. My question was, what role does justice play in the collective experience for the upcoming week? King of Swords, the seeker of truth, the knower of truth. If you want a court card around justice, the major card, it would be a King of Swords. Knowing the truth, having full clarity and understanding. And the Ten of Pentacles. Balance, harmony, your legacy, about the future. Security, stability. Whatever will come out in the courts, it will hold the truth, perhaps. Maybe in Supreme Court, maybe he'll lose more court cases. Let's see if there are any challenges. What challenges or obstacles may arise in the pursuit of accountability, right? That's what we're always looking at. What are they doing? Who's being held accountable? Nine of Wands. Three of Wands. Obstacles. It's the same sort of obstacles. It's the same sort of obstacles, perhaps. Nine of Wands, there's lack of resilience, lack of pushback. I'm looking at these as obstacles, even though they're upright, okay? Three of Wands, lack of expansion, progression, lack of results. Par for the course, those are always obstacles here for us. Par for the course. So those are obstacles we will be. Meaning, I should always explain more when I say things like lack of resiliency. I mean that in the energy sometimes when we look at accountability and the true things and the important things that we should look at, and we ask like, okay, so what's going to come of this, or who's going to actually speak the truth, or do more than what they are doing. And so it just seems like sometimes we get this energy back as a collective of Nine of Wands is about resiliency and pushing forward despite things looking bleak or the stress or whatever. But as an obstacle, there's a lack of that. Okay? And with the Three of Wands is expanding or results, And as an obstacle, that could be a lack of that. But again, the theme is strength and balance. Two major cards versus the minor. So it's an obstacle, but we had the strength card in our reading, so we could get through that. You know? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Delays, restriction, lack of towards things as per usual, but we'll get through them. We will get through them. Let's see what opportunities for healing and unity are emerging for next week. Let's see what opportunities for healing and unity are emerging for next week. And then we'll be done. There's the Eight of Pentacles. That's our card. I am the Eight of Pentacles energy, guys. You know that. I move very slow. Slow and steady wins the race, though, you know? Knight of Pentacles. My question was, what opportunities for healing and unity are emerging for the collective? And the Knight of Wands. Very good. Ace of Swords. Nice. Okay. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Eight of Pentacles. Very nice. The Star. We all want that sort of energy. Ten of Pentacles always comes up. A lot of pentacles here in terms of this answer. Very nice. Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Wands. Balancing the practical and balancing the slow, methodical approach with the quick, determined, willful approach with the Knight of Wands. That's a good balance to have. Balancing our passion, right here, our passion with our practicality, or our more grounded collective with our more passionate, impulsive, determined collective. Finding a good balance here for next week. Very good. Ace of Swords, open communication. Sword of Truth, speaking the truth to each other. Clarity, understanding perhaps each other more. Page of Pentacles in reverse, though, as an opportunity. You know, this Ace of Swords, we all talk to each other through social media. Ace of Swords is the card of social media. You know, it encourages, anyway, that's how I've labeled, it's not the whole meaning of the card, but it's closely related to it. And this Page of Pentacles in reverse, perhaps moving away from the more superficial, distracting perspective, okay, to a more practical, more focused on, you know, long-term planning and practical skills or goals and how we relate to each other. And you have the Ten of Pentacles here, which is about long-term security, your legacy, what you leave behind. Eight of Pentacles is about using your skills, it's expanding your skills, building discipline. There's something here about this grounded energy next week that will maybe bring on a more subconscious closeness in the collective. Everyone being on the same page. You have the star here. Overall, the major card here. Card of hope and faith and trusting your inner guidance, trusting your intuition, things that you wanted coming through. Renewal, healing. Very nice. Reconnecting with each other in a way that, because I'm thinking about the cards I pulled earlier, you know, the Sun and the Four of Wands, and, you know, something, like I said, something will happen next week that will bring on this feeling of balance and harmony and a groundedness for the collective. Okay, so that's all I have. That's all I got for you guys. I will see you on Monday. I haven't pulled for Kamala in a while. I'm gonna pull for her Monday. Check in with her. Maybe I'll channel her. I'm not sure. But that was that. So next week seems interesting. Keep an eye out for the signs that I talked about. But the theme is balance, strength, and some sort of harmony. Something will feel good energetically for us next week. There'll be some obstacles, like it always, you know, like there always are, but they're not super. It wasn't major that will affect us in the long term. Okay, so if I could give next week a grade, I would say A-. All right, guys. All right, so I will see you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Do something you enjoy. Do something relaxing. Okay, don't watch the news. Don't doom scroll. Go and get some sun. It's supposed to be nice this weekend. Just relax. Okay, like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Bye. Like the video.